According to the Trump administration, if you mock the murder of Charlie Kirk on social media, your life is about to get so much worse. And not just because of the retribution that the right is, of course, threatening to bring upon all of us on the left, but because you may be deported. That's right, folks. The Trump administration announced late this week that if you're an immigrant and you mocked or celebrated or in any way belittled the death of Charlie Kirk, you may be deported from the country. I think the best way to say this, I saw it on someone's Instagram post, is if you make fun of the president's favorite YouTuber, you're going to be arrested. That's the point we are now at in the United States of America. If you make fun of Trump's favorite personality on YouTube, you could go to jail. You could wind up in one of those detention facilities / concentration camps that he has set up around the country. This is what Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau posted on Twitter on Thursday. In light of yesterday's horrific assassination of a leading political figure, I want to underscore that foreigners who glorify violence and hatred are not welcome visitors in our country. He has directed consular officials to take the appropriate action and even asked people to share comments making light of Kirk's death with the State Department. I have been disgusted to see some on social media praising, rationalizing, or making light of the event, and have directed our consular officials to undertake appropriate action. Please feel free to bring such comments by forwarders to my attention so that the State Department can protect the American people. Protect them from what? Jokes? Protect them from people not being upset that a hate monger died? Be upset by the action, right? It's okay to not celebrate that a guy died, but we're not going to whitewash his history either. I have seen so many people posting videos. I've seen people that I, up to like a day ago was friends with on Facebook talking about how he was such a loving person and he never spread hate and he never said anything racist, right? He wasn't a misogynist. And if you think that he actually never said those things, then congratulations, you're also those things. Because he did. I mean, God, damn near everything this guy did is on video. So every claim y'all have made about he's never said this, like 5 seconds later, somebody's like, here's the video. Okay? Let's not pretend he was a saint or an angel. There were many specific groups in this country, already marginalized group that he demeaned, he targeted, and he didn't care if they lived or died, right? I am not in any way thrilled with what happened this week. I'm not happy about it. I have denounced it, I have condemned it, and I will continue to do that. But I am not going to pretend that an angel died this week. And yeah, some of those people that were in those groups targeted by Kirk, they are celebrating. Because a person who put a target on their backs is no longer able to do that. And I'm not going to condemn them for celebrating. I'm sorry, but I'm not. But here in this country, as you know, we have something called freedom of speech. Right? Something that conservatives for 4 years during the Biden administration were screaming every day. We're being censored. We're being silenced. We have to have freedom of speech. You can't do these things. You have to make comedy legal. Even if it's dark comedy about one of your favorite people. Right? Remember all those talking points, Republicans? Or am I just hallucinating that all that happened? Because I don't think I am. And it gets even worse than that. Even worse, of course, than the administration threatening to deport you. We also have Republican Representative Clay Higgins, who threatened to shut down social media companies a couple years ago over allegedly censoring conservatives. Clay Higgins, the free speech champion, came out and said that he's going to use his influence over the tech industry, which is a pretty big admission that gets overlooked in his statement. But he said he's going to use his influence with these idiots to make sure that if you mock Charlie Kirk's death online, you get banned for the rest of your life and you're no longer allowed on social media. Here's what he said. I'm going to use congressional authority and every influence with big tech platforms to mandate immediate ban for life of every post or commenter that belittled the assassination of Charlie Kirk. If they ran their mouth with their smart-ass hatred celebrating the heinous murder of that beautiful young man who dedicated his whole life to delivering respectful conservative truth into the hearts of liberal enclave universities, armed only with a Bible and a microphone and a constitution, those profiles must come down. I'm also going after their business licenses and permitting their businesses will be blacklisted aggressively. They should be kicked from every school and their driver's licenses should be revoked. I hadn't seen that part when I highlighted their driver's licenses should be revoked. We're losing rights in this country now because Trump doesn't want people to make fun of his favorite YouTuber. This is insanity. This is insanity. Utter insanity. There are so many questions about what happened, right? Because on Friday we got the reports like, oh, he had pro-transgender and Antifa statements on the bullets. And then a little later in lesser reports, they were like, yeah, actually, that's not what happened. But the narrative had already gone out there. Y'all are doing this on purpose. Trying to pin this on groups of people so that they become the next targets. And now you're going to strip us of our rights? Those who choose to engage in a little bit of dark humor? Make comedy legal again. What happened to that, Elon? Where are you at? Oh, that's right. You're on Twitter saying that the left is violent and angry and horrible human beings. And you don't even know who the guy is yet. You don't even know what the motivations are. Could be, like so many other instances, maybe it's just a crazy person that had a weapon they shouldn't have legally had. They shouldn't have been allowed to have in the United States. We have to change the laws. The only common factor in every single mass shooting is what, folks? Guns. Guns. But y'all don't want to talk about that, do you, conservatives? Hell, even all your, censorship claims right now, Charlie Kirk himself said, you should be allowed to say outrageous things. He said that this year. That wasn't last year. That wasn't 5 years ago or 10 years ago. He said it this year. So technically, y'all are the ones not honoring Charlie's memory by calling for censorship of any and every one who isn't in tears over what happened this past week.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.